Welcome everyone. Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. Hope you're doing fantastically well wherever you are in the world. The evening would not be complete if we did not do an XPR Proton update video. Here is the chart right in front of us, guys. A couple of observations before we dive into this. First of all, do smash that like button if you are a big fan of XPR and this channel, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And welcome to the channel to all those new people. Welcome aboard. I hope you enjoy listening and hearing and watching our videos. So guys, let's go into this obscene chart of XPR. So a couple of observations before we go into the macro levels that we have today. Just wanted to pinpoint this movement that we've had since this. In fact, let's go back here. 20th of July was a big key switching point for a lot of crypto assets out there. 1,829% gains to yesterday's highest point. So that is absolutely phenomenal movements. And just to reiterate, I jumped in the 2nd of August, I think, for XPR. So fair play to you guys that have been doing it a lot longer than I have. But I'm still seeing over 1,000% gains in this period of time. Absolutely phenomenal. Love the staking, love everything that's going on with XPR for sure. But guys, let's just take this to a little macro level. We're not going to go too long in this one. I think everyone's quite clear in their minds that this thing has gone absolutely parabolic. Absolutely fantastic. Even the videos way back here, we drew this moon and I thought it was going to drop down a bit and correct, and it just carried on flying. It was ridiculous. I'm keeping my buy options in here, by the way, just in case. But some observations here. So we've got this previous all-time high at 10.9 cents. Now, by the way, I think in previous videos we had it lower than that. So thank you to the people in the comments that were mentioning about an actual correct all-time high that we didn't have on our chart previously. So we've updated that. It was actually slightly higher than what the person mentioned in the comments, but either way, thank you very much for that. Fantastic info from you right there. So we've adjusted this to get that in there. And I've just drawn this random line in here. So this is what I'm quite interested in. I'm quite interested in this area here at 9.7 cents. Of course, we've got a bit of movement to go still between there and then. In fact, let's just double check roughly what that is from this current point in terms of percentages. So we're currently looking at around about to all-time high, 131%. So it's quite achievable probably in the short term, let alone the long term. We'll go into a couple of the longer range indicators in a second, but I kind of anticipate that we'll probably get some kind of resistance around this particular area. I always like that 9.7 mark, but it'd be really interesting to see if we get a tail above that 10 cents again and push that all-time high. With the amount of volume, guys, that's kicking in, it's really trying to push it as quickly as possible to those areas again. So I do anticipate some levels of waviness up to that area if we do so, but I'm still cautious, guys. I'm still cautious because as much as I'm bullish about this project, there's hardly any support mechanism. Forget the launch days and stuff, but look at all this, like just really even from this point here around this 4 cent mark, which roughly where we're floating around right now, this between this period and this period, there's just no support. So it's like, well, we're just sort of doing a price discovery mode at the moment, and along this way we've had this incredible step ladder approach, which has taken us up to level by level by level. And even then, historic data is not showing us really any kind of levels of interest. The only ones that I could pick out predominantly are the ones that I've put in orange lines here, and we're kind of smashing through them. It's crazy. It's probably my best performing asset, even though I've only been invested since the beginning of September. The gains are just phenomenal. Absolutely can't believe the return. I've sold a bit already a couple of days ago when the RSI was quite high. It was around 87 or 90. I just felt that was a good thing to do. I'm just holding that back. If there's a bigger drop, fantastic, going to jump back in, but I had to take my initial investment out. It was too good to be true. So that's my game. I'm sure you have different strategies for you guys as well, but let us know what you're doing with XPR. Are you holding it just for long run in general? Are you accumulating? Are you bothered about trading? Are you bothered about taking initial investments out? Let us know what you think. What do you think is going to be the end of year price for Proton? I can't really tell right now. It's just going mental. But some other key areas of interest as well, guys, as we're moving into these particular support mechanisms. Of course, this areas of interest that we're currently floating around now. So 0.0 0.043, so 4.3 cents is a key momentum. If we can keep this over that line over today and the next maybe day or two, we could probably be starting to push again for this area, which we've had I would say actually 4 rejections now, 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row, at this next kind of level approach at this 4.8. So we're just floating under it right now. It's almost like that's quite a key mechanism of restriction there. So that could be possibly, I'm not saying it definitely is, but it could be an area where we start seeing a bit of control around this period, which might entail a slight removement downwards before another uptake. But right now, I mean, if we just zoom in here on the MACD, I'm just going to pull that up a bit, get that out of the way, and just really focus on this for a minute, guys. So let's just move my silly drawings out of the way. So we've had this intake here, we've had a small sell-off. Look at that, look at that. That is incredible. The only thing I would say is to be wary of is this kind of motion here. If we start seeing a tail down, we might see another take up, which could be arguably the point where we hit the all-time high previously again, before this big sort of correction comes into play, and then another uptake eventually. So I'm not quite sure where we are in the timeline of that, but my suggestion is that just be wary of these kind of things, especially if you're investing here in these high points. Generally when I'm investing, I look at like the sort of between the 35 and 45 mark. This is quite high, and it's kind of indicating, whether you like it or not, the anticipation that you're at a higher risk of potentially less gain ability, but also more likely to have this area of dropping down. Not saying it's going to go parabolically down to 35 again or whatever, but certainly a consolidation around 50 or so, which would be quite a nice healthy move in my opinion. But that's not me knocking XPR, that's not me saying we need to calm down or anything. It's just I'm trying to just be cautious for everyone's mindsets that not everything constantly goes up and up and up. There has to be some elements of corrections, and my opinion is that arguably since probably this period here, mid-September, we haven't really had any corrections. We've had some stepping ladder approaches. I wouldn't call these corrections really. They're too minimal. So just be cautious, guys. Just be cautious. But other than that, Proton is phenomenal. Absolutely love the interface. Absolutely love the wallet. The 0 fees. The staking is incredible. Unfortunately, the long staking is still not available. I need to ask them what's going on with that, whether it opens up again or not. But guys, I just can see like incredible moves coming even further for this project. Obviously we'll have some resistance along the way. That's where I've drawn these like little circles here, and particularly around this top end, but I think we're probably a few weeks off that, in my opinion. I think maybe 2-3 weeks off. If we're going to be attacking that I would anticipate that perhaps around that middle of November area. But let's see what happens. But guys, like I said, let us know in the comments below about your overall thoughts on XPR. We'll leave that there, guys. We'll wrap it up. We'll always do an update on XPR now, at least every 2 days. If anything critical happens, we'll jump on another video tomorrow. But until then, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as well, thank you for your support for the channel. We're smashing through the subscribers, moving our way to 3,000. Our subscriber intake looks like the XPR chart. We'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.